Hello everyone, it's Cherie. Welcome to my channel. This is another journaling process video using my daughter's school journal that I made her for kindergarten. I'm trying to stay on top of it. Last year when I did her pre-K journal, I kind of fell behind, so I was like doing weeks at a time, catch up in it, and I want to stay on top so the memories are fresh in my head so I can get them down accurately. So I had this digital linen. It's one from my shop, and one of my kids spilled a drink on my desk where I had a pile of printables that I had printed out, and so some of them got ruined a little bit, but I was still able to use it because I just covered up that water splotch part there with the photo. So, and I really like that linen a lot. It's really pretty. So I kind of knew, I had an idea of what I was going to do. I had some stuff pulled out that I wanted to try to use, and I knew of some little stories or sayings that I wanted to write down. This is it's from like a magazine, like a craft magazine, but an old one, and it was all about like drawing and writing letters and things like that. And I had almost thrown it away, but when I was going through some stuff, excuse me, and then I decided to keep it because I thought, well, I might be able to use it in a junk journal. So, and I'm glad I did, because I really like the little girl images on the bottom, and I knew when I saw it that I was going to use it in her journal. So I was just trimming it down so I can make a little pocket out of that bottom part there. And yeah, so I was just sticking it down there. Yeah, so you never know, like there's stuff that I have gotten rid of or tossed out that later on I was like, oh man, I wish I hadn't have done that. I could have used it in my journal, which is one of the reasons why I'm such a hoarder, because I always think you never know. So I wanted to put just a little piece of washi on the right side, just because for extra security, to stick it down. And that was, well, I didn't want to cover up that other little girl's face there, so I was trying to get it just the right length. But I've been watching a lot of people using these junk mail envelopes in their journals lately, and I wanted to give it a try. And then that is just another diary page. It's a printable for August. You can find it in my shop. I'll link it down below. And so I decided I was just going to kind of collage on it and use it as a journaling card and stick it in the pocket of that envelope. It's kind of where my head was going. So I just pulled out some scrap pieces and just kind of started gluing stuff down. I had a few dictionary papers, and that one had brave and bravery on it. So I was like, oh, okay, I'll go ahead and use this. Because she was very, very brave. Her first day of school, she did so well. She didn't act like she was upset at all. I think I was more upset than she was. And then that is just some vintage wrapping paper that I have there. Yeah, so I just collaged, and then that strip there was from when I cut those little girls out. And I cut out that A because their name's Abigail, so I stuck that on there too. And I've been wanting to use these little diary pages and make some journaling cards out of them. But I want to do it where I know like the specific date. If we have something planned, then I will go ahead and do like a little collage of whatever theme or event is. You know, like in September, I know that we have quite a few birthdays, so I'll probably do some birthday ones and, you know, that sort of thing. And then Sundays are usually like family days. We'll go to church and then go visit family. So yeah. And then I had these Tim Holtz phrase stickers, tiny phrase stickers, and I just put a couple of phrases down. And then I was trying to think what else I wanted to use, because I just kind of spur of the moment decided to go ahead and turn it into a journal card. So I didn't really have a whole bunch of stuff pulled out for it. So I was just looking through this little box of, you know, rubbish that I have, trying to figure out what all I can use. And then I cut out this little bird, and I wanted to put a piece of tape down just so he could kind of have something to put his feet on. And I'm sorry if y'all can hear my cat. She follows me around everywhere. She's just like one of the kids. And I am in my craft room, which is outside of my house, and she will sit at the door and just whine and cry and scratch to try to get in. But she's not allowed in here because her hair gets everywhere. And then I also had that little container has some school ephemera bits and pieces in it, and there was a little bear in there, so I glued him down. And then I decided to go ahead and stitch around it, but I stitched on the bird's head, unfortunately, but that's okay. So now I'm like, okay, how am I going to do this envelope? Because I've never done it before, and I wasn't quite sure what I was going to do. So, I thought I would just kind of slip it in over top of that other paper. But then I didn't like the way that white piece was, and I was thinking, well, I could collage over top of it. But then I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. And I know that a lot of people will turn the envelope inside out. And so I was just looking at it, and I was thinking, do I want to leave the white on there, or do I want to open it up? And so I decided to open it up and use the inside. And I love the little pocket. Usually when I do a pocket, I'll do vellum. I'll use vellum for a pocket. So yeah, so that's just a little different, fun. So I just glued it on the bottom, and then the back side I just glued it on the other side of that paper, because there wasn't really anything on there. And so then I was like, okay, what do I want to do now? Tap my fingers, flip my pages back and forth while my brain's working. I didn't like how there was like that blank space on the left hand side where the envelope is from the actual paper that the envelope's on. So I was like, well, I'll go ahead and throw a piece of washi on there just to add a little bit of color. Yeah, so then that just tucks right in there. And I guess I could have put the little tab on the other side so that the collage would show through. But obviously that didn't happen, but that's okay. I'll just remember that for next time. And then these little nursery rhyme stickers, I've had them in my stash for ages and ages, and it's almost as if they were like stuck to the paper. Like they were just, I was having a hard time getting them peeled up. And that's just a little shoe house from the old woman who lived in a shoe. And then that's from Hickory Dickory Dock, the mouse ran up the clock. And my daughter, she actually said that this morning. She was saying that. So yeah, I'm just kind of going through some stickers and stuff that I have to the left of me, just some little school bits and pieces and ephemera and things like that. And then these little stickers, they're little vintage stickers. They're from Creative Memories. They're just little kids walking to school. And then that was a flag, but the pole was too big, so I just trimmed it down so that it wouldn't get caught on that envelope. So I like how that looks. And then I wanted to just kind of jot a note in my journal about how when I pick my daughter up from school and I say, "So how was school today?" she always replies with whether or not she got to play on the playground. So I guess that's like her thing about going to school, is whether or not she gets to play on the playground. So she'll be like, "I played on the playground today," or "I did not play on the playground." So I just wanted to jot that memory down, just because it always makes me smile. And, I want to remember it. So I just stuck that was a Jolie sticker on that page. And I liked it. I wanted it to go there because of the little girls climbing the tree and stuff. And then this is one of her school papers that she brought home. So I just decided to go ahead and cut out those images that she had colored. Because in front of me I have like a pile of papers that she's brought home, which there's not very many. But when I do journal, I like to go through the stuff that I have and just kind of, pick out if there's anything in there that I can use, or whatever I don't use I can throw away right away. Otherwise I'll end up having a massive pile of school paperwork. At least I did last year, and I don't want to do that again this year. I want to make sure I stay on top of it, because it just adds to the clutter. So I just decided to go ahead and glue those down on the right hand side of that page. And I wasn't really intending on journaling or anything there right away. I just wanted to glue them down, and then I'll just use that page on a different day. So I'm just gonna jot down my little memory of her telling me about how school goes. And that's pretty much all I do for that page. And then I go back and, here's the papers here. So I'm just kind of looking at them to see if there's anything that I can add. And I decided to go ahead and cut out where she had wrote her name. And put that on there. I do end up putting a piece of washi tape on the top part, which I did that off camera. So I just stuck that down there, and then I wanted to write a list of, I don't know, I guess I'm just looking through some stickers. I was looking for just something I could journal on, because I wanted to write a list of all of her friends. When you ask your kids, do you have any friends in school? And I always ask her, what are their names? And so I just basically wanted to write a list of all of her friends that she talks about. And she always talks about Avery. And then there's a couple other little girls that she'll mention. Because when she was in pre-K and I would ask her about her friends, she would tell me who her best friend was. And it was like almost every day she had a new best friend. Like one day it would be Jackson, and then the other day it would be Jasmine, and this and that. So I wanted to keep track of who her best friends were this year. And then I just ended up putting another little sticker that was really giving me problems. Trying to get it off that sheet. And yeah, my camera, for some reason, it just, I had to tighten where the phone actually connects to the little arm, because it kept looking like it was moving, like it was going crooked by itself. So I just did some journaling on that little card that I made. And I think that's pretty much all that I do, other than showing you the finished result. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. And y'all have a blessed day.